So we're moving on to linear relations. So we're gonna start with, first of all, just looking at some points, looking at some lines, looking at some equations of the lines, finding points that are on the lines. We're gonna look at equations of the line, y equals mx plus b, slope, y-intercept, x-intercept, all of this. Okay? First thing we're gonna start with is defining our x and y axes. Okay? Understanding what these axes are, understanding the location of the points, okay, and understanding what the Cartesian plane is. So let's first start with defining the xy plane. We've always seen it, right? You guys have always seen a plane that looks like this. You've seen this before, right? So this is called the x and y plane. There's another name for it. It's called the Cartesian plane. So when we're looking at the Cartesian plane, I have two axes. This is the horizontal axis. Okay, horizontal because it runs horizontally. Then it's called the, what axis do we call this? X-axis. Okay, so the horizontal axis is called the x-axis. Okay, this axis right here, what do you call this? The y-axis. Now, what other names do we have for it? So this is the horizontal, then this would be the vertical. Okay? So, horizontal is x, vertical is y. The x and y axis meet at the, what do we call this point right here? This is the 0, 0 point, but there's a name for it. Do you guys know what it is? It's the origin. Okay? Meet at the origin. Which is 0, 0. All points can be labeled with an x value and a y value. Okay? So you must have x value and a y value. And it will be, you will be able to express it as x, y. Here's where I want your attention. When you're looking at a point, you must put the point in brackets. You must have the x value first. You must have a comma. And you must have the y value second. X first, y second. Okay? Alphabetical order. X, y. If you go with the alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you say X, Y, Z. Right? So x goes first, y goes second. Okay? Must have brackets around the point with a comma between the two values. Now, if you're going to look at this plane, the xy plane, how many quadrants do you see? How many sections do you see? 4 sections, that's right. Okay? So you see 4 sections, right? We call them quadrants. Okay? So we have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Now, Quadrant 1. And we move counterclockwise. Okay? Which means this is going to be quadrant 2. This is going to be quadrant 3. And this is going to be quadrant 4. Quadrants will never change. They'll always be this way. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. Okay? Now, when you're graphing, or when you're putting your points on the graph, you must always label the axis. So, when I put my graph, when I draw my lines, I will go X, Y. Label them. Make sure you have the X and the Y. Make sure that you have mark the scale. So that means if you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you must have numbers on your axis. If you don't have numbers, you don't get marks. Okay? Because how would I know if you're going up by 10, or if you're going up by 5, or if you're going up by 2, or by 1? I need to have that scale on the axis. Okay? Are you guys okay with this so far? So X and Y, X is horizontal, Y is vertical, and they intersect at the origin. Okay, so what we have here, I don't have that, so. Let's look at H, right? This is what you guys have on your graph. So what is the point H? What are the coordinates of point H?
X1, Y, 2.
So 1, 2.
X1, Y.
So X is 1, Y is 2.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that? X is 1, Y is 2. Do you agree with that? So how do I write this if I want to write? What goes first? No. Remember, X goes first, Y goes second. 1, 2, comma, 2. Okay? This is your K value. This is your K point. What's the value for the K point?
X4 minus 2y.
Okay, so how will I write that? How will I write that, Dale?
4 negative.
That's right. If you don't know how to write these points, guess what? You can't do math. You need to learn how to write these points, and you need to learn how to be able to read these points. Otherwise, right, Kevin? Nothing else will make sense. Not in 11C, not in 12C, not in any other math. Right? You can't graph if you don't know how to locate these points. Okay? If you don't understand what these mean, what value 4 is, what is the value of what letter is -2, then you can't graph, you can't do anything. Okay, you need to understand that this is X, this is Y, this is how we write the point. Okay, I'm gonna put the other points that you guys have on the graph, and I want you to try these 4 points.